everybody. Welcome, welcome. It is raining by me, so I thought that this soundtrack was appropriate. I feel like I need to make this bigger in case I want a bigger size. Anyway, I'm working on a production book for the Office AU, which is something that I planned on doing for a while after the series was completed. I really wanted to make an art book, but I am really bad at doing production art, so there's some, but not enough to make like an entire book of. So, I decided to do a whole production book. So I wrote almost 14,000 words of like my thoughts on the series, how I did certain things, what went into it and everything. So it's gonna be a lot of that, next to art from the series, stuff that hasn't been published outside of Patreon, and I don't even know, I'm not sure if there's some stuff that has never been published on Patreon, I cannot remember, but I'm in the middle of laying it out, so I just want to make this bigger in case I want to do bigger prints of it. I don't know why I didn't set up my file that way in the first place. I'll do something insane like that. Yeah. Did it on? Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. How are you doing? I'm just gonna transfer all of this over to to be here. Also planning on putting all of the credit art at the end unobstructed if I have enough pages. But I want to post that at some point separately, like somewhere online that anyone can look at, like not behind a paywall or anything. I just haven't gotten around to it. This year has been something. I also have been trying to get the full series in one video posted to YouTube for months now, and I just have been running into issues with copyright because for some reason YouTube was like, oh hey, these songs that you've already used before, now we're going to like flag you for it. I'm like, oh okay, great. So I've been working on getting that fixed, but admittedly I kind of just for 3 months didn't touch it. And then the other day I was like, you know what, I really gotta do this. But they're still giving me issues, so I'm trying to get that fixed. Where am I saving this? Save, 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 and then I will start lining. I have, oh no. To bring the sketch in here. I forgot. I have like a whole mess of things that I have to draw in the background. Like office supplies and stuff. Oh, sorry. Yes, it's Clip Studio Paint. I've just been trying to get this going and haven't looked at the chat. This is, not that it makes a difference because I'm not animating, but this is, Clip Studio EX. So, for anyone who's interested, this is the original sketch that I did on a Patreon stream a couple weeks ago. Or last week? No, 2 weeks ago, I think. And yesterday, what's today? Today's Saturday? Sorry, 2 days ago, I, cleaned up these characters, and now I'm going to line them, and then after that, I can sketch out all of the junk that's around them. Let's use. I want his hair to be like. I was thinking about this. After I drew Felix, I started drawing everybody with like kind of their hairdo and stuff, like they're falling, because that's the whole point. But I kind of don't want to do that for Felix. Because if I did that, it would have to be like. Like that, and I really don't want to expose his forehead. Ever work at 600 DPI, so this should be interesting. It's gonna look so crisp and clean to me, and I'm gonna be like, what is this? I like I'm gonna start a poll or something, but I don't know what. I like the interactive features. Try poll. It's not working. goofiest hair I've ever given you. Picking up a pole. The opposite you related. I feel like I usually ask favorite character, but that's boring. Least favorite character? I don't know if I want to hear that. Like, I can't stop thinking about Project Hail Mary. I don't know if anyone has seen it. I highly recommend if you haven't. So my poll is going to be if you would go to space. Because I don't know what else to do right now. Let's see. Oh, there's a Q&A? I didn't know that. Alright, let's do this poll first. Oh, I need to read the book. I haven't had time to read lately. Yes. No. No, I'm not gonna do that. I don't wanna... Here, we'll do a simple poll. Here we go. Where is the poll? What? Where is the poll? Can you guys see the whole poll? I can only see yes. I can't see the question. Oh, I'm she, her. You. Oh, you're lucky. Didn't have to wait eons. Thanks. What happens when you are the only person creating this behemoth of a project? I think if I would go to space, I feel like it would be super cool, but I also feel like I'd have an existential crisis. Would Allegra go to space? That's a good question. Maybe I should answer it for all of them. Allegra. I feel like she wouldn't care. Like, she could take it or leave it. Claude would absolutely go to space. What a shocker. I think Alan would be down to go to space. Marinette, who knows? Maybe she's already been in space with her powers. I have no idea. Felix, I feel like he'd act super nonchalant about it, and then he'd get up there and would just be an absolute mess. Like, super moved. I like the idea of... I don't know, I saw a video of one of the astronauts that just came back, like, trying to walk again, and I'm like, that's crazy. I think it would be cool to, like, float in zero gravity. But also maybe super annoying, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, look at this poll. Oh, there it is. I just had to click on it. Haha. You would go to space. Where would you want to go? Like, if you could go anywhere in space, where would you go? No, I haven't watched Miraculous since I think the beginning of season 4. I've seen spoilers of certain things and I'm like, what's happening? But overall, I don't really know what's going on anymore. And, I think I'm happier. Sorry. Cool. 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 2 minutes. It says it was 8 minutes ago. I'm gonna make like a bunch of Office AU merch with like different themes, like beach, space. It's like, I think it would be cute, but also I feel like it would get tiresome. And I definitely want to like stop doing Office AU stuff at some point. But I don't know, I feel like I drew the characters for just the series for so long that I like drawing them, and I'd love to do more stuff with them, but I also want to move on. I don't know, it's very conflicting. I'm ending this poll, and most people will go to space. Some people won't go to space. I feel like I would have to just deal with my potential existential crisis so I could see for myself and go to space. So I think I would go. Alright, I'm gonna do, let's see. How does this Q&A work? I Wait. Wait, what is this? Answer questions live. Okay, so I guess I'll do, ask me about whatever? Maybe, I guess, sure. We'll start with... Sure. We'll start this. How does this work? Oh, wow. I don't know what I'm looking at. Wait, how do I go back? Oh. This is in a separate chat. That's strange. Hello, welcome, thank you. Is this gonna, like, show me somebody... something? I don't know. We'll see how that works. Hi, welcome. Let me see. Okay, so it doesn't show up there. Okay, it shows up here. Interesting. Do I have to, like... Okay. My favorite character of the Office A to draw is Alan, hands down. His head shape, like, the fact that he doesn't have hair, makes it really interesting, because I had to, like, force myself to kind of learn how to draw a head, sort of. And his face shape is really cool, and I don't know, I love drawing his expressions. He's just my favorite to draw. And once I, like, figured out how to draw him, it was just, I don't know, I felt so accomplished. It was so cool. I love him. If each character was a food, what would they be? Oh boy. I'm gonna really have to think about this. Let me see. Oh man. I feel like Claude would be like something similar to a potluck or whatever, where he's just a bunch of different foods. I know that's not like a specific food, but he just feels like an adventurous dude, and he would just be willing and happy to be anything. Let me think. So, Felix, he's like, I feel like I can't make him cheese, or any sort of cheese. I feel like he would be something... something that, like, grows on you after a while. Like, something that you initially thought, oh, I don't really like this. And then it gets better as you eat it, and I can't, for the life of me, think what that could possibly be. Like a good garlic bread. I don't know why that came into my head, but here we go. Marinette would be something sweet, but that packs a punch. I don't know why strawberries come to mind when I think of her. I don't really know if strawberries pack a punch. I'm really bad at this, if you can't tell. Let me think. Who else is there? Helen? Ooh. Okay. I think Alan would be a really good party comforting soup or stew. I don't know what specifically, but I feel like he would be something that would make you feel like home or comforted. Like that's the most accurate one that I've said so far. Let me think. And then who else? Allegra? Ooh, Allegra. I feel like she'd be some sort of fruit that looks scary on the outside, but is actually super good and sweet on the inside. Like a pineapple. Hopefully. Video tutorial? I usually do, if I have tutorials, I do them on Patreon. But what are you looking for specifically? See, do we have any more? Fairy tales you'd associate with certain characters. I feel like I'm not super versed the fairy tales, unfortunately, beyond, like, what Disney has done, which is understandably not great. What do you think? I remember I did, like, a Little Mermaid crossover with Adrian and his dad, which was so cursed. So I feel like maybe that could also apply to Felix, where he feels like he's trapped. I feel like this... I have such a hard time with this part. Let me think. I have a hard time drawing your backside, but other fairy tales do I know? That's probably the first question I should ask myself. If I'm going by Disney movies. No. Oh, the book. I don't know yet. The draft, like all the words, are at the proofreader currently, and I should have them this coming week, and then I have to lay the whole thing out, so... Not sure, honestly. I'm hoping I can open pre-orders next month. That is the goal, but we will see. Hello! Okay, back to fairy tales, fairy tales. Fairy tales! Oh man. Welcome. Allegra? I almost feel like Allegra is maybe Cinderella-ish. Or like, I don't know, I feel like she's... She's stuck in this situation. She doesn't feel like she can get out of because of family reasons. But, you know, once she figures it out, she's her own person. You know, without a man having to save her. It takes a woman like Marinette to yell at you. Be like, maybe get your crap together, ma'am. Oh, okay. Questions. I'm gonna have to table the fairy tale thing because I don't know why my brain is not like working. I'm so sorry. Okay, next question. This isn't exactly an opposite question, but how do I draw like this? Does my brain think more in pictures or something else? I've always found it hard to draw, but mostly I think in words, not pictures. I don't know if you've ever seen those like posts going around of how you can like, what's the word? Like visualize an apple in your head and the different kinds of like thought processes that go along with what you see or can't see. And I discovered that I am able to look at an apple, see it in color, and I'm able to like rotate it in my mind in real time. Which is funny because I'm really bad at 3D modeling things. So, explain that. I can't. As far as like drawing like this, I mean, I have my sketch that is super messy. This is, oh wait, let me go back, hold on. So I started with this thing, this blob, and I guess I visualized the, like, pose that I wanted first, and then, you know, built on top of it from there, getting more details, and then this is obviously the clean version, which I'm always super upset with, usually. But then, okay, so Marinette is a little different. I had this idea of her, like, kind of holding her dress, but then it would have, what's the word? It would have, like, overshadowed the shape of her legs. So then I went to this instead, and now the dress is going to kind of form around her body. But the idea is still kind of there. So I don't know if that helps. Obviously reference is a really important thing if you have a hard time doing things, like drawing things from memory. And the more you reference stuff and the more practice you do, the easier it will be to do things from memory. I'm really lazy and I don't go and look for references, which is definitely why I suffer from anatomy issues, and I'm busy all the time, so I don't stop and like go back to the basics and relearn how, that's not working there, how to actually like draw things properly. So I'm not like the best person to take art advice from. I kind of just like doing it. I've definitely developed some bad habits, so I would recommend practicing, you know, stuff that, oh, what's going on? You know, like looking at reference, learning how to look at reference and how to use it in your art. Because that's also important and can be hard to do at first. Tracing is not a bad thing as long as it's for like your own personal purposes and not something that you're like posting or sharing with people saying, hey, I drew this, and like taking full credit for that stuff. Like, tracing is important if you don't know how to work with reference and you want to like build that knowledge, but then you have to get away from tracing so that you can actually like look at things and figure out, okay, this is where I need to put this line, this is how this works, and like how this form works in 3D. I don't know what I'm doing. as you can see, this is where reference would come in handy. And I am actively choosing not to do that. So, learn from my mistakes. This needs to be... If I could be a Miraculous holder, which one would I choose? Ooh. Trying to think. So, to be fair, I don't know all of them, at least intimately, because I stopped watching. Let me think. From the ones that I do know, I like the colors of the snake, but the power, I'm like, eh. I don't know if I'd want that. Also, like the idea of running around as a cat, but I feel like that power is boring. Not boring, but just not for me. Maybe the fox? No, I don't really care about making illusions. Good question. Like, you know what? Maybe the snake. I said I didn't like that power, but you know what? I lied. I think I like the snake. I like the colors, which are like against every other color that I usually like. And I think it would be pretty cool, like important pinnacle power. Like you have to pay attention to what's going on to use it. Well, maybe that's why, because his butt is facing, it's like this, facing this way, and this is facing this way. Whoops. How do I fix that? Just that's enough. I don't know. Alright. Do I have a favorite character? Nope, I haven't. I absolutely have a favorite character. I do not like them all equally. I mean, I do, but no, Claude is my favorite character. I'm so sorry to everybody else. Don't tell them. I haven't really kept it a secret, though. Any movies I associate with some characters? No, you're fine. I'm just sorry if I can't answer things because my brain's not working. Let me go back to the live chat. Any movies I associate? Hold on, wait, let me... There was? I don't even remember that. That's pretty interesting. Huh. That, like, completely goes against what his powers are. That's so strange. Okay, movies. I associate... I almost want to say Howl's Moving Castle for Felix, just because mean, some of the stuff that I put him through and made him do or say, I was channeling Hal sometimes just because the pathetic man energy is strong. Sometimes. I wouldn't really associate Hal with Felix exactly. Maybe that's not right. Actually, I'm just gonna say Feelnet in general is like Pride and Prejudice vibes. Just because I love that movie slash book. Movie. There's so many, aren't there? Like, but that whole last scene in Arc 9 when they're in front of the sunset? I think it's sunset. And their foreheads come together. That was a nod to Pride and Prejudice, but the whole thing of them like not understanding each other for the whole beginning heavily influenced from that. So I associate that with them. I think. Movie, but oh my god, I forgot the name of it. It's an anime which I associate with Allegra just because it's a tsundere character. That's it. Now I have to go look it up. Hold on. I see her. She's right there. Taiga. Toradora? It's been so long since I've watched it. I feel like that was the first time I ever, like, experienced a tsundere character. So, I associate that with Allegra. It's not a movie, though. I think... I don't know why I find this so hard. Maybe it's because I'm in the middle of doing something else. I'm sorry for the disappointment. I don't even really like Chef, but that's just because I know he's a good cook. And by I know that, I mean like that's part of his character that was never in the series, but that I headcanon. And by headcanon, I mean it's canon. That's crazy. I can headcanon something, and then it just becomes canon. How wild is that? Miraculous though. The shoe. It's not as wide as the other shoe. Okay, let me see. What do we got? I really don't understand why this isn't a separate section. Have I been watching season 6 of Miraculous Ladybug? No, I have not. I stopped watching around like the beginning of season 4, so sorry. I feel like this is taking me forever. I usually try to speed through line art. And I'm trying to take my time so that it looks good. Look at him. Doesn't make sense. Yeah, that could make sense, maybe. No, nope, his pocket would be down here. Also, his knee wouldn't be as high if we're, tilted that way. Oh. What happened? What did I do? It's interesting watching my process and seeing me, like, get confused with whatever I'm making. This is just... This makes no sense. Maybe just like... Nope. Nope. formatting. Bring it back. And if we go this way. Just put like a little indication of his hand being on the outside because his pocket would be way down here. This is Alright. Close the questions. I am going to take a stretch break. So I will be right back. My stretch screen. going to attempt to get Marinette lined, and then that'll probably be it for today. I also grabbed a snack, so hopefully my mic doesn't pick up on that. If you can't have these, my cat is trying to get my snack. Can you please get off my desk, sir? Yep, come here. You're not allowed to stay there. Oh, I spilled my water. I will be back again, so sorry. about that. Spilled water all over my desk. This is my cat. Doesn't listen to me. Okay. I'm gonna open up questions again. Because why not? It could be whatever at this point. Wait, what's the question? It just says Miraculous Ladybug. don't know if there's an issue. But I'm not sure what your question is, unfortunately, because it just says Miraculous Ladybug again. I don't know if you realize what you're like messaging in the questions chat. I don't know if those are supposed to be questions or not. Oh, okay. Miraculous ladybug question? Yes, question mark? Sure. My favorite character. If it has to be canon, it's probably Luke. If it's like I'm allowed to choose from the PV, then it would be Felix. I'm not a fan of Felix and canon. That's like part of the reason why I made this, because I really liked the original PV Felix, and was sad that that's not the direction that they took him in. So definitely prefer PV Felix and Office AU Felix over Canon Felix any day. Okay, so definitely plan things out ahead of time. The way that I approached this series in particular was that I kind of just, like, I knew all of the things that I wanted to do, like the big plot moves I wanted to make, and like what the end game was for certain things. But when it came to like certain story structure things or like character interactions, that all just kind of happened on the fly as I was writing each script. I did not write scripts for arcs before I finished the one that I was working on. So like I started arc 1. I had like a, what's it called? I had like a document where I had like the big story beats laid out and what I wanted to accomplish for each arc. But then like I would start arc 1 and just write that script. When I was good with the script, then I would get the voice acting done, and then I would work on the whole arc and finish it. And then once that was done, then I would start writing the second arc. So it was all very like, this is what I feel should happen in the moment. And while it was like kind of nice to see my growth as it went on, it's not always the best way to like create a story. So I think like putting down on paper what your goals are for each character, what you want the story to say and where you want the story to go, knowing all those things ahead of time, and then like nailing down the story beats, as well as like planning little things so that it makes sense in the long run, and you don't feel like, oh no, I'm on the last episode and I forgot to do these things to make this work a little better, like earlier on. Those are kind of I feel like I fell into that a little bit. For like a couple things in particular that I could have planned out a little better and then like made happen sooner so that the payoff at the end made sense. So that's like probably the biggest advice I could give from working on this. Oh, sorry, I didn't see this. I'm not sure when the book is gonna come out. I'm hoping I can open pre-orders next month, but as I'm still working on it, I'm not sure how much more time it's gonna take. Everything is written. It's at the proofreader. I started laying it out, but I can't really lay it out until I have everything proofed for it and ready to go, and like the final draft edited. So my goal is to hopefully have it ready next month for pre-orders, and then it'll take maybe like another month or two after that for it to be made and then shipped out and everything. Yes, so at the beginning of each month, I try to post my stream schedule for that month. If you're following me on YouTube, if you go to my like posts section, I'll post it there. Otherwise, it'll be on everywhere else that I post things, so other social media. But yeah, I would look out at the beginning of the month for that scheduled post. I do stream every Thursday, or at least I try to stream every Thursday on Patreon. I've been doing that for years now, but I wanted to do more public side ones. So that's why I started doing that this year. There's also a free draw Friday thing I do every month now, which is on YouTube. Where I'll poll my Patreon members each month, and they get to choose, like, I give them a subject and then some choices, and then they get to choose like what I'm drawing for that session. Let's see who's asking questions. least favorite thing to draw is backgrounds. I hate drawing backgrounds. Pet peeve in a person. I get it when people just immediately assume things about other people without, like, at least trying to understand where they're coming from. I also really can't stand when people, like, laugh at others because of something that they say that maybe they're ignorant about, and, like, that person just thinks that they're stupid or, like, what's the word? It just gives off an air of, like, that person thinks they're better than other people. Also, stop coughing without covering your mouth. I think that came up, like, more recently. I never used to care until we all went on lockdown, and then going out into public again, it was like, oh, yikes. Yes, I love the Amazing Digital Circus. I'm going to the showing in June. I'm very scared. go. That's everything I'm gonna do today. It's the lender's proportions, they look kind of weird. Anyway, yeah. Thanks for coming. I guess I'll close the question thing. Okay. Yeah, so just to recap, this is going to be a production book which will have a bunch of art in it, but also a bunch of words talking about the show and what went into like making it and my thoughts on the process and like lessons that I learned and stuff. So if you want to know what went into making the series and seeing like sketches of them and production work and art and stuff, then this book will be for you. Right now the draft is at the proofreader and I'm just waiting for that to come back so I can lay out the whole book. I had already started it, but I didn't want to like rework a bunch of stuff in case, you know, things changed from the proofreader. So, yeah, I'm excited to get this out there and get it done. So, thank you for watching. hello again. And yeah, until next time, I'll put out my schedule, probably next week, like late next week, early week 2, I don't know, whatever. My schedule for, what are we in? This is April? May? My stream schedule for May, so. Thank you so much. I'm excited to finish it. I can't wait to have this and hold it in my hands. It's a big thing for me, so excited. Alright, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a great day, and goodbye!